So keep an eye on the timer.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eduardo Blumenfeld. I'm originally from Argentina, and I'm very proud to represent the United States in ISO, in innovation. As you can see here, we decided as a group, by the way, sorry, I wanted to say something before. You were speaking before about the salad. Here, I'm going to speak about the kitchen. Because we have to understand also how the standards are being done. And this is what we found collectively while doing all the analysis on how to work with the standard, how to develop the standards. And we decided, actually, as a group, to be disruptive in ISO itself. They really use what is called cut and paste. Someone knows about that? We use just Word documents, not even Excel documents, to create the standards. Something has to be disrupted there. And we decided to be, as the United States, to create something that we are going to work on for the standards. And that's exactly what we try to do. We try to apply the innovation management system that we are contributing to develop and eat our own dog food, as they say in Microsoft, to really start playing with that, be comfortable with improvisation, be open to change, play with the approach and observe where it takes us, being in real-time collaboration, and then contribute those results to the rest of the standards community. And most importantly, to have fun with that. Try to not be dead in the process. What is the issue? The standard development process should be thorough. It has to be, everyone has to be taken into consideration, has to be scalable, has to be universal, easy to follow, quickly adaptable to the present and also to the future, easy to cross-reference, because we are speaking about a big group of standards and we need to be able to really relate to all of them and be able to take a look at the rest of the standards and work together. And another point that is important, standards are a living process. It is not static. As an example, ISO 9001, which is about quality, went through a lot of processes, a lot of versions. The latest version is 2015. And if you look at 2015, at the 2015 standard, and you compare with the first one, has nothing to do one with the other. However, it is very important to understand what is the life cycle of the standard. So let's start with how the standards are being done. How is the kitchen right now for the ISO development process? We start with a draft in a standard format. As you can see there, you see the document that all the experts have to comment on. It has document line numbers. We have to use line numbers to understand where we want to contribute with a comment. Those line numbers also can be changed over the time, because anyone creates a new version of the document, then the line numbers go cuckoo, something different. And it is quite common that we are discussing about line 125, where it says such and such, and the other countries is saying, in my 179 line doesn't say so. Oh, you are having a different version of the document. So we decided to go to a different approach, a database approach, a more modern approach. By the way, let me show you the second step of this. The previous one, as you can see, is the document, the standard document. But look at the second document that we experts have to present to the rest of the world. Each one individually has to create a Word document. Anyone likes Word documents here? Anyone had to deal with them? Okay, what do you think if you have to do cut and paste of Word tables of maybe 160 countries, all together, organized, printed in order for then, in a plenary, to work with them and authorize? Well, you know, that is one of the things that happens, actually, because experts get discouraged on how to use it. And they say, I'm spending a terrible amount of time for doing this. And this is a process. We are working in a process that was created 4 years ago, which works. It is thorough. It really covers a lot of the bases. However, it has a lot of issues. The problems with the present methodology is that it is really tedious. It takes forever. It takes 2-3 years to create a standard. There is a multiplication of effort. Each of the leaders in each of the countries has to take care of consolidating information to submit to ISO, and then the conveners that create the final document have to also again put all together. The decision process is really, really tedious also. We were with Susan actually in Tokyo with solid 4 days of boring time trying to go over a document that we have in one hand with the comments and a document that we have with the presentation, and forget about having cross-references with other documents and other versions of those documents. So we found out that it is very difficult to enforce deadlines. It is very discouraging to experts. And the other things, we found out a lot of limits to that. It is not scalable. The change and the comments of the standards are very slow, evolving very slow. And we are in innovation. We cannot spend hours and hours and hours or days or months to have a comment into a standard. It is quite error-prone. It is very easy. As, for example, Leo from Argentina, which I met last week, telling me that right after Tokyo, he found 2 or 3 documents that came out from different countries that they needed to consider also for the final draft of the next version of the document. It is very easy also because we are humans and we are working manually, to forget one of the comments and then not consider it into the standard. And it becomes quite unsecure. There are lots of documents that can be lost, that can be not put together, or even cut and paste wrong, you know? You can just mix up all the columns. So the idea, our approach, was to create a database of documents, comments, and cross-references, and allowing also for voting approvals online, real-time. the reality is that also, as a group, we decided to go in the real democratic fashion in terms of how to do the standards development process. We decided to go one step further and go with a system where we approve, all of us, for the standards. We follow a process of discussion, pre-proposal, then a consensus period where we approve, disapprove, which is the last process that we actually is followed in the final meeting, for example, in Tokyo. Sorry, the name is not coming out. It will come. So that even becomes more tedious to work with standard documentation. In the first iteration of this database, actually, we used a very new and different tool, which was Excel. We created an Excel spreadsheet. We sorted all the information out, so then we would discuss in a better way. And then we submitted that. What did we receive in exchange? Well, you know, we cannot accept an Excel spreadsheet. Please put it in a Word format. Which we did, of course. So our comments were there. However, this is the state of the ISO at this very moment. So basically, this is a wireframe of how are we doing this. We are going to do this. Is using just databases. Have the document there, have the possibility of creating cross-references to each of the paragraphs in the document, and to add comments. And those comments time-stamped by the people that is logging into the database. That obviously can be put all together, used by only one country, and also used by the whole community if we wanted. And so, therefore, this is what we can get by doing this process. That will be real-time, it will be secure, can be extensible completely, and it is easy to use. The experts will be happy just putting the comments there. There is no barrier for them to do that. And by doing that, they know that they are going to be considered because it is time-stamped. Everyone knows what is going on, real-time. It is universal. It is web-based. And eliminates a lot of manual work from the leadership teams that have to consolidate all the information. However, what are the cons for that? That it is web-based. Someone told me that in some countries we may have an issue with that because there is no easy internet connection. However, because it is document-based, it may not be necessary a huge bandwidth for that. The other point is building consensus in the process that we are using takes more time. And the other con is that the result needs to be exported in an ISO format, which we don't strictly follow. However, we will see what's going on with that, what's happening, what will happen with that. What are the next steps for this database? Reach out to other countries, propose to ISO the database approach, host other ISO standard documents into the database, host individual countries' standard documents that are non-ISO, and, you know, who knows? Anyone knows what else could be? We are in innovation. I don't know. So, again, thank you very much for your time. I hope it was in time and close.